A career gap doesn't define you, but how you explain it does. If you have a gap on your resume, you've likely felt that familiar knot of anxiety before hitting submit on a job application. You're not alone. Whether due to a layoff or personal situation, gaps happen to even the most accomplished professionals. Here's how to do it right in a way that can set you apart. The key is not to hide the gap, but to frame it with confidence and clarity. Reframe the narrative. First, let's shift your mindset. A gap isn't a weakness, it's a chapter. What matters is what you did during that time and how you've grown from it. Did you take time to care for a family member? That demonstrates empathy and responsibility. Did you pursue freelance work, consulting, or passion projects? That's entrepreneurial spirit. On your resume, consider using years instead of months for employment dates. This subtle shift can minimize the visual impact of short gaps without being misleading. When you're asked about a gap, and you likely will be, don't apologize. Instead, offer a brief, honest explanation and quickly pivot to what you learned or accomplished during that time. Fill the gap with proof. Here's something many candidates overlook. You don't need to have been employed to have been productive. If you took courses, volunteered, consulted, or even ran a side project, list it. Create a section on your resume titled Professional Development or Consulting and Projects, and include relevant activities with dates. This shows initiative and keeps your timeline visually cohesive. It also signals to employers that you remained engaged with your field, even if you weren't in a traditional role. One of the most underrated ways to mitigate concerns about a gap is through referrals and recommendations. When someone internally vouches for you, hiring managers are far more likely to focus on your skills and potential rather than your timeline. Reach out to former colleagues, mentors, or industry contacts. Let them know you're actively seeking opportunities and ask if they'd be willing to refer you or make an introduction. A warm lead can often bypass the resume scrutiny altogether. If your gap is recent and relevant to the role you're applying for, consider addressing it briefly in your cover letter. This allows you to control the narrative from the start. You know the question is coming. Rehearse a smooth, confident explanation of your gap. Keep it under 30 seconds. Practice with a friend, a mentor, or even record yourself. The goal is to deliver it naturally, without sounding defensive or over-rehearsed. At the end of the day, your resume is a document, but you are a professional with real skills, experience, and value to offer. If you're navigating a career transition or looking for your next leadership opportunity, know that the right role is out there. Sometimes it just takes the right story and the right partner to find it.